Okay, this is the final segment. There's the stripes. I put it all together. Emblems like that. Got the original 350. I put on new wheel well moldings. Put some SS badges on the fenders. You can see the black along the bottom. I got a little bit of masking tape here. Malibu. Needs a final wash. Got a lot more orange peel on there than I thought. I think that's from fogging it. Fogging the metallic while I was painting it. That could really use a good buff and sanding and buffing, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I did put on the door panels. Need some little caps for the deal, but other than that, pretty much all done. So that's it. Final segment for painting and putting stripes on an SS. I'm gonna make another different video of how much this thing cost me, how much money I have in it, including everything that I traded, bartered for, and I don't know how much hours I have in the labor, but money wise, I'm going to do a separate video of how much money I spent on all the, mostly the little stuff. So if you want to see some more, I'll be doing this Corvette here next, sanding it down and painting it. So if you want to see any more videos and stuff, subscribe, like, comment, stuff like that. And I will see you next video. Okay folks, this is what I'm going to call part 3, titled "What Did It Cost Me to Buy and Build My '69 Chevelle Malibu?" If you look through my old videos, have part 1 is the history of it, how I bought it, etc. The second part is me painting it like this. And since I just started YouTube, I started this car over a year ago, so I don't have any videos of me working on it and doing all the work that I did to it, although there's some pictures I'm gonna either add in this one, or I think it's added in the second one, when I had the body was off the frame and painted the frame and put it back on and putting in the engine, transmission. So anyway, what I'm just going to include in this video the amount of actual cash money that I bought, had to buy parts for, materials. So if you remember in the other video, I got the car, I traded to paint a guy's truck for it. And I valued that at about $1,000. That's how I acquired the car. The engine and transmission was from a '75 Corvette, which I traded for some labor to a friend of mine, which I valued at $1,000, but I sold the Corvette, some parts off of it, and then the rest of the Corvette I got over $1,000 off that, so it came out actually ahead. Now the other car that I used for this one was a parts car, 69 Chevelle. We're gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna show it to you. I bought it off a local junkyard here for $700. It was pretty much complete, other than no drivetrain in it, no motor or transmission. So I bought it because mine was missing the bumpers, the header panel. This parts car actually had a better hood, a lot of miscellaneous parts, like just extra stuff, blower motors, heater, AC boxes, I think I used. So I just, out of the two cars, I took all the best parts. Now here's the parts car here, what's left of it. So I paid $700 for this. As you can see, I sold a quarter panel to a guy who was building a dirt track car and needed a quarter panel. He came over and actually cut it off. This door's kind of messed up, but I actually have this door, driver's door, which is good. Now I've already made $700 off this car, just in parts. I sold, like I said, the quarter panel, the convertible, or the vinyl top trim, the wheels and tires, stuff like that. Now here's a 12 bolt rear end, although it isn't posi, but it's worth some money, just a 12 bolt housing. And I may keep that for mine, because mine's really only got a 10 bolt in it. So you can see this car was complete. I took everything off the firewall, so I got double of everything. I got a lot of parts off this car that I can sell still. So whatever I make on top of this, I could, but not for this purposes of this video. I won't deduct it off the final money that I got in it, got in my car. So that's the parts car. Now we'll go over here, because I used the front end off that parts car for mine, but on my parts car it did have a hood, did have fenders, and the core support was bent up, and it was missing a header panel. So I just used the whole front end off that parts car. But we'll go over here, and these are actually, again, parts that I could sell. Okay, here's the header panel with a AC condenser and stuff. You can see it's bent right on that corner there. Could have straightened it out, but, and that's one fender here for it. Originally a 307 car, and then this is the other fender I got with the car. And this is actually, well, one of them's I think this one's a 68, because it had different holes or something in it. But anyway, I could sell them two fenders, maybe the core support or pieces off of it. And then the well, actually, the hood's here. I actually did use my hood. This is the other hood. I actually used the chrome, hidden chrome off this hood. This is from the parts car, but it's actually pretty straight. So that's worth something too. So we're going to call this a wash for the $700 that I paid for the car. For the parts I needed, I sold over $700. It's still worth a couple of hundred scrap, a couple of $100 worth of parts still on it, but we'll just call that a wash. Now, the rims and tires, I bought these rims and tires brand new off of eBay, but the parts car and this car both had rims and tires on them, and I sold them. I didn't like them. The parts car had an aftermarket set. This one here, I forget what set it was, but I didn't like them. So what I sold those two sets for, I use that money basically is the same as buying these tires and rims, which were about 600 bucks altogether. Tires, rims, and center caps. So we're going to put that as a wash. The other things I'm going to put as free was the the 70 Pontiac tilt column, which I got from the parts car, and then the Mitsubishi Eclipse front seats. So we're not including them. Okay, the other things I'm not including that I traded, swapped with a friend, was a Edelbrock Performance intake, an Edelbrock carb, and some chrome valve covers. So I'm not including them, although this car with the engine I used in it already had them parts, so I just upgraded, so I'm not including that. Okay, so here's the actual money that I spent on the car. Okay, I bought ignition and a key for $23, some Pour 15 coating and miscellaneous paint, $90, a new fuel pump, $20, new master cylinder, $25, a gas vent, $23, speedo cable, $20, fuel line clamps, $10, engine paint, $14, vented gas cap, $13, rear shocks, $50, fuel sending unit, $37, brake pedal cover, $12, the driver's quarter panel, $273. Like I said, when I bought this car, the guy gave me a brand new right quarter panel for it, which I put on, and I decided, well, I'll get another one for the left side. So roof rail weather stripping, which is, the guy started restoring this, but he never replaced this roof weather stripping here, which was, where am I here, $53. It already had, he put in from years ago, was the door weather strip, which was in pretty good shape, so I just left that in there. Gas tank straps, $27. Let me open this again. The rear seat upholstery, $158. That's this upholstery here. It had a rear seat in it, and I took it all apart, all the upholstery, and had to put this upholstery on there. So I actually had to buy some hog clips, and I put windshield clips in there for $30. New trunk seal, $20. Set of 4 door panels, $331. Front and rear. The rear panel moldings, these are these 2 moldings here, they were $95. 4 window winders, $49. A door and trunk lock set, $37. An engine gasket set, $42. Headliner, $84. And that's just for the material on there. I kind of glued these sun visors, but they split apart. I'm gonna have to find something better to put that apart, but the headliner turned out great. It's only $84 for that. The carpet was $152. Rear shock extensions, $27. Speakers and the wires, $45. The radiator, $79. Headers were $100. New water pump, $30. Alternator brackets, $25. Power steering hoses, $43. Spark plug wires, $25. Chrome thermostat housing, $16. Package tray material, $16. Interior light, $37. A pair of armrests, $37. 4 bumper stops, $10. Jam seals, $12. Alternator spacer, $27. Radiator hoses and miscellaneous wires I put down as $100. Had to buy the linkage from the column to the transmission, it's $95. The these tail light lenses here were $56, and the bezels were $79. The front grille and extensions were $143. Front Chevelle emblem. This emblem here was 34. Plugs for the floor were 24. Trunk decal for the jack constructions was 10. New lug nuts were 20. Air cleaner was 29. Some more pour 15 for 25. Wheel well, that's a windshield washer jug, and bracket 35. Gauge is 27. A right grill extension 24. The short eyebrow moldings, because I had the longer ones, were 59. To buy Chevrolet molding, which is actually the one below this Chevelle here, two separate moldings, that was 21. The front SS is from a 70-72 Nova, that was 28. And the rear from a 69 Camaro was 26. Miscellaneous bolts, brackets to mount the seats was 40. I turned the drums and bought a brake hose, $40. Brand new X-pipe exhaust was 137. Two aftermarket mufflers were 70. 4 exhaust hangers were 16. The door mirrors here were 52. A flasher signal was 25, and that's a special one that has to be for that 70 Pontiac column. Some miscellaneous push button switches were 20. The drive shaft ended up being at a really weird angle, so I had to buy the rear upper trailing arms. They were 160. New wiper blades, $10. The wheel well moldings, all 4, were 137. The SS fender emblems was 27, and the paint and supplies, and including sandpaper and primer and stuff like that, I put at 200. As I said in my other video, I actually bought the paint for 60. So 60, then I bought the hardener, reducer, the masking tape, sandpaper, the body filler, primer. Put about $200, because I had another 90 up here for pour 15 miscellaneous materials. So that total that I spent on this car, of course this doesn't include labor, is $4,000, $4,086. So that's what it cost me to buy it, and to buy all the parts to complete it, including paint. Okay, and that's really all that it needs. That I did drive it. It probably needs an alignment, so there may be some other little stuff that I'm going to add to it, but this is like 99% done. I'm going to probably build a console for it. Yeah, just little stuff, but the way it sits right now, I got $4,086 for buying it, and all of the materials and parts to fix it up the way it sits now. Running and driving, nothing wrong with it. I know everything runs and drives good. So that's it. Now, so I guess that'll end this 3-part series on the 69 Chevelle. I may have some other videos of it. I should take a video of it driving, but I'll do that later on. So that's it for now. Stay tuned. I'll have more videos, because I got a bunch more cars here. I did a video on my Le Mans Sport. I'm going to do one on my 85 Corvette, and a proper one on the 74 GTO, and probably my Camaro over here, El Camino, and a 72 Nova, which I'm going to restore. And I got a number of other ones I'm going to restore down the line, which will take up the next couple of years. But anyway, that's all for now. We'll talk with you later. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, so you can stay tuned I will be giving tips, tricks, stuff like that on buying, fixing up, and selling cars. Not necessarily these muscle cars. These muscle cars aren't for sale. I'm keeping all them, but I do have some that I will be fixing up to sell. So stay tuned. I can give you all tips and tricks and stuff like that for all these cars. So I will see you next video.